What's up, guys?
Hey, friends.
Greetings, fellows.
We have an offer for you.
We'd like to make a small deal. We have an interesting proposition.
Get the new shiny Dota 2 ticket.
Buy the new Starladder ticket.
Support us with ticket purchases.
And we promise to show you our best.
We'll show you excellent and magnificent Dota.
We will make sure you see some amazing games.
Take the first step into the next season.
We are counting on you.
Help us make Starladder 11 awesome.
We will see you again sooner than you think.
Thank you for your support.
And your contribution will make us a little bit happier. Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Happy holidays to all as we've got our second best of 3 of the day ready to rock and roll for the Starladder Season 11 America Tiebreakers. Who's going to the playoffs, coL Guy? Will it be Root Gaming? Will it be Complexity Gaming? Will it be our new Corgi Piper? I'm not sure.
Not sure indeed. We just witnessed Leviathan, best Root Gaming, all the way to a game number 3, and even Jenkins put on his Twitter that they were a very, very tough opponent, and I have to agree with him. For a team of mostly stand-ins that's been kind of shuffled around a lot since their Summit 2 run, it's been a bit of an interesting road, but they have shown that they could still put together nice, respected drafts and overall great gameplay. You know, the previous game was definitely not their best showing. A few Chronosphere that's been off the mark and just running around like your the chickens with the heads cut off. It was a bit sloppy. So they're looking at
MC and shit.
All right, so they're looking to shake that one off and bounce back strong here. They open up with a nice Omni Knight first pick for themselves. The first one we'll see of the day, at least between me and you.
Ooh,
and then the Storm Spirit follow-up, and on the side of Complexity Gaming, they pick up the puck, follow it up with a Dazzle, and yes, that's right, it's Waga still standing in right now for Complexity.
Yeah, the Bedazzler here. We don't have overlays for this, as we didn't know who was going to be playing in it, so we're going to do this one. Do it the classic style. Waga Mama. He's here in the place of, it was Riser, it was
correct.
Bloody Nine, and
that's correct as well.
Good old Waga. Now, we have to remember, there could be some minor ping issues for the old Mama. He is playing from Europe, and this is Starladder America, so no rules against that, but just something to keep on the back burner. Maybe it will affect what heroes they decide to give him. But the first pick, Omni Knight. You're talking about that at the beginning of the last series, and glad it got picked up here. I think Omni Storm Spirit, a pretty good opener. The Omni Knight is pretty safe, but a second pick Storm, as we've seen, a hero that is not without counters, like most heroes, but well, I feel like Storm almost more susceptible than others to lockdowns, silences, crowd controls, and it feels like a bit of a gamble from Root to pick him up in their first couplet here.
Yeah, and we don't know quite yet where this Storm Spirit could end up. They rolled with it in a safe lane. That was them, right? They rolled with the safe lane position, I believe, in game number 2, which worked out for them.
Yeah, it was a Yawar on the Storm.
Oh, no, that one didn't work out for them. No, it didn't.
That was the game they lost.
Yes,
but
they lost. But
he still played an okay Storm.
So we'll see where their priorities lie as far as Storm play here. And Root Gaming also ban out the Doom and the Wraith King. And on the other side, getting rid of the AM. So, I mean, obviously my first thing would be like, well, maybe Medusa or something. Just the AM ban at this point.
10 seconds remaining.
Bit off the mark right now, but they're certainly going to find a groove. I mean, I know when I was coming into this knowing that we were going to get the chance to cast Complexity and possibly Waga with that new buff. I mean, I don't know if he's gotten the opportunity to play a TA yet, but it's one of his prized, if not favorite heroes, his signature hero, I guess you could say. And with that new change to Blink Dagger, it could be very, very helpful on her. I want to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Only if the stars align, I suppose, if they feel like a TA can work out. But hey, we're gonna get to see a Brewmaster here, and Brewmaster, man.
That's the Beastmaster. Wrong master. You said Brewmaster twice.
I need to learn about my masters here. I only know about one master.
You need a master.
That's a Master B. I do in my own time. But Beastmaster. So he was changed quite a bit in this recent patch. More specifically about the summons and the zoo that he can throw together. Now you're going to get that Precious Boar and that Hawk right off the bat at level 1. The Boar, though, buffed pretty significantly
10
here.
seconds
They added a lot
remaining.
more damage to him. I think he can do like up to 60 damage now, which
Yeah,
certainly
Five
helps with his
seconds
last hitting.
remaining.
And last hitting is something he could have used in the laning stage more significantly, and
Reserve
I
time.
don't know. We'll have to see. He could be ran as a support now with these new added tools. You throw an Orb of Venom on him, and he has so much slow to work with. It's like 20% slow right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, they're interesting buffs. The summons, that's basically where Call of the Wild was the only thing that was changed. On paper, they don't look like huge changes, just kind of like, yeah, the Hawk's got a little more speed, the Boar's got a little more health, does a little more damage. We'll see if it's actually enough. I'm curious to see what Complexity do with it in terms of positioning. If they run the Beastmaster and kind of
10
more of a
seconds
core, like in the mid, is this your Swindle hero, or is this more of like the Zai style where they put him on the
Radiant
4,
team
have him support
pick.
a side lane, and kind of go from there?
Shadow Demon, going to be the third grab, and what I imagine being the support grab here for Root Gaming. Could just be a deny pick to make sure that Complexity don't grab it themselves in this next picking phase and try to do anything funky as far as having that purge against their Omni Knight. But
Yep.
they grab it up instead for themselves. And
Also good against the Beastmaster. He hits you with the big stun. You can defensively
10
disrupt in that
seconds
target.
remaining.
A little more safe. Also, the Dazzle Shadow Demon. That's an old
5
support duo that we
seconds
can't forget
remaining.
about. Heal Bomb after the illusions come out with the disruption, and you're going to find your way into a
Reserve
couple of quick
time.
kills with that one.
so we'll see what they decide to work with it. Mirana's still in the pool if they want to kind of put that old ragtag bunch back together as far as early laning aggression. I want to see a Lifestealer. I know Lifestealer had his ult changed a bit where he can control the creep, and why not do it against something like a Beastmaster? Snag that boar and start chasing down people and slow them. Get a beautiful setup right there.
There you go.
It's kind of corny. Also, maybe an Enchantress could. We don't get to see a lot of the jungling supports anymore. Both Enchantress and Chen did receive a nice set of buffs themselves.
Oh, I want to see the Chen,
I
dude.
think Chen
I want to see it.
really got a big buff, and I'm really surprised
Yeah.
that a lot of teams aren't. I mean, you have to have a special player to really take on a Chen, but that test of faith, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think Enchantress can still be okay in the right lineups in the hands of the right player, but I think Chen is actually in a strong place right now, and we're going to see towards the more mature state of this patch how devastating Chen can be in the hands of a talented player where you get 3 Centaurs, maybe 4 Centaurs, get yourself an Aghanims, and you can do a lot of work with that new change to move your creeps around.
Yeah, the reason I brought up those names is going against a Beastmaster. Typically, we saw
Dire
Beastmasters like to get up
team
stuff like
pick.
Necro books. A Chen, an Enchantress, and even a Lifestealer could take advantage of that.
Yeah,
I mean, Lifestealer could jump in a Necro creep and just kind of use it himself. Mana burn, pop out.
Yeah, there you
Get
go.
the party started. But here we go.
Wagamama.
Shadow Fiend going to be picked up, and this hero got a 50 or 25 bonus damage to his Shadow Rays ability, and
I believe
that Shadow Rays ability has not been touched since
Radiant
2007
team
of
That was
Dota.
a 25 damage buff at every level.
It had been
so
like the standard
that had been the staple.
300 for so long.
We know this skill. It's never going to change.
But
and
now
7
it's-
years later, the frog is there, and he pulls the rug right out from under
So
you.
is it 25?
It's 25 at
So
every
25
level.
per
10
race.
seconds
So you
remaining.
can easily get off 2, maybe even 3. That's a lot of bonus damage. That
extra
helps
50,
with
70
CS.
damage.
remaining.
They're on Radiant side, which is perfect for Shadow Fiend if he wants to step over and get some quick jungle
Reserve
farm.
time.
I like the pick a lot. We're seeing a lot more of it here, and we'll see what Complexity can do with it.
And it's a hero that Waga played in the previous series to get here. One he's very comfortable with. You were talking about the Waga TA, but I think the
Dire
Waga Shadow
team
Fiend is
ban.
still up there.
Yeah.
So PA was the 4th pick for Root Gaming. You didn't mention it too much, or I mentioned it at all, but Omni Knight with the Repel, nice synergy there, and nice snowball hero. I do have to say this Complexity lineup does seem a little more scary. You've got Presence of the
Radiant
Dark
team pick.
Lord, you got your Inner Beast, some nice buffs, the Dazzle Ultimate. Even though Root Gaming
Minus
have
armor,
Omni, yeah, this team synergy I see in Complexity just strikes me as, that mid game's going to hit, and what's Root going to do?
If anyone hasn't really been watching a whole lot of Complexity as of recent, which I imagine they have been. I mean, a lot of people love Waga, so they've probably been watching it. But, this obviously is a team that's gone through some small changes since their Summit run, obviously with Waga coming in. But
10
they've also
seconds
changed up the
remaining.
roles of how they play it a lot more. Moon was typically their carry core
5
player for
seconds
quite a while, but
remaining.
he's actually stepped down and become more of a 4-5 like support position. Swindle has
Reserve
shifted over
time.
from the mid lane for Waga and now has become the core farmer. Now this could of course change depending upon how their draft works. Maybe Moon/Swindle feel more comfortable with a certain hero and could roll it differently, but we'll see if that's the case. I imagine though with the lineup they have, Limp is going to be playing the offlane Puck, and they have Waga on the Shadow Fiend mid lane, and they're still
10
yet to grab
seconds
Swindle's core
remaining.
hero, which could be this one right here with the last 6 seconds to go.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
that's the Venomancer.
Okay, so it's still
Dire
going to be
team
Swindlemel's
pick.
grab, or maybe he wants to... Yeah, I don't think they're going to be rolling a side lane Shadow Fiend. I
No,
imagine,
I would.
unless they're going to do something funky with this BM, which I don't mind either. But looks like possibly Venomancer.
It's hard to say. They could either They could either put the Beastmaster or the Veno as a core, and they could really do it either way. It kind of depends on who's more comfortable and how they want to set up these lanes. I guess some of it will depend on this 5th pick from Root Gaming. Like I said, I don't know how they like to run their Beastmaster, but there's the other Master, the
There
Brew.
he is.
5th pick for Root.
Master on Master action happening right here. Somehow a Brewmaster has found his way all the way to the back end of Root Gaming's lineup right now. That means that this is going to be a support Omni Knight. I was anticipating it being a core, but it's going to be a support. So support Omni plus Shadow Demon. I'm not seeing a lot of early momentum, not a lot of early rotations, so Complexity could see that and play a lot more reserve, build up a lot of farm early, and I can see already by the players jumping on the rolls, yeah, it is going to be Swindle's Venomancer hero. So we'll see how that works out. The poison does definitely work. It doesn't obviously help with Guardian Angel, but it will persist, and it's a very long ultimate, so we'll see if it ends up working out for them as we hop into our first game of this best-of-3 series.
Yes, indeed. The final series of the tiebreakers here for Starladder 11 America. The winner of this best-of-3 will be the 4th team secured in the top 4, which means secured in the playoffs. The battle for that 1 seed at Kiev will continue on. Introducing our rosters here, the Radiant side, it is Complexity. They are the favorites coming in. It'll be Swindlemelons on the Venomancer, his brother, Z-Freak, on the Shadow Priest Dazzle. They'll also be joined by Limp, Chessie's younger brother, on the Fairy Dragon Puck. Looks like they'll be headed to the safe lane. Wagamama at Waga Gaming. He'll be on the Shadow Fiend, rocking the Fiery Arcana here in the mid. And in the off lane, that leaves us with Moon Meanda. He's here on the Beastmaster, and, you know, fun fact, here's a Neworth. His signature hero was Tundra, the Han version of Beastmaster. Yeah. Not an exact port. Tundra was a little more aggressive, had that ice no, I guess it... Was it exactly the same?
It's pretty.
I think the aura worked differently. The passive was a little different or something.
And then later on they changed it to get some sort of crazy charge.
Oh yeah, his ult would charge forward. So there were some key differences, but that was the big respect ban for a long time. Remember, you go up against the Moon Meander, you ban out the Tundra. So
I want to say initially it was a carbon copy, but he changed it a bit. But here we go. Before we lead in with introductions, that first rune, and that precious first rune, mind you, has been changed to bounty runes with double the worth. Chicken grabs it for himself on the bottom lane, and it is going to be PA grab it. So both of them go to Root Gaming right there. 100-100. So very nice, good early grab.
That's
right
a level 2 right there. So we'll see. Dire side, though, we got Root Gaming. Chicken MC, he'll head to the off lane on the Brewmaster. That puts Sumail mid lane here on the Storm. Your boy JC going to be on the Shadow Demon. Joik will be on the Omni Knight, and they will be supporting Yawar, the carry player here in the safe lane, on the Phantom Assassin.
Nicely done. Thanks for picking up the slack for me.
No problem.
On those intros.
I got your back.
Okay, so early aggression mid lane here. Your boy JC on his Shadow Fiend goes trotting right up, blocks out the Ancient camp that he anticipates that. Or I said it again, didn't I? What did I say? Shadow.
You called him Shadow Fiend. This is going to be a tongue twister of a game. Shadow Demon and Fiend, Beastmaster and Brewmaster. Oh, God.
And Sumail, all
Good
on
luck.
that.
Sumail. Saying the mail. That is an I. In my head, I'm going to replace it. Doing what I can here.
But yeah, they block out the Ancient stack, I think anticipating that Beastmaster's looking to farm him up, and I think Moon was.
He was going to try it, and the Shadow Demon saw him and was like, yep, glad I put this ward down.
Good knowledge from them, and he'll have to resort to making work in the jungle instead. And Limp on his off-lane Puck should be able to sit pretty here. They'd have to really time out some serious lockdown, which they don't have much of, to try to take out Limp here. And he'll just continue to harass. They're doing it right now. Top lane, they throw out the Disruption. Joik just going to get a hammer in. Not going to waste out a heal or anything. And just kind of keep forcing Puck to step back and use those spells is probably what's the most important here.
Yep, just keep tapping him, put some pressure on him, and make sure he doesn't feel safe in lane. Waga off to a little bit of a slow start, but we'll start racking up a couple of last hits. Storm is 9-6 compared to the 2-0, now 3-0 Shadow Fiend. So you do expect the Storm to have an advantage early on, and now that Waga gets the snowball rolling, start making strides towards that bottle. But did go for the Wraith Band opener here. Sumal off to a good start.
Planting the boar in the mid lane right here, maybe trying to do a little bit of that Harpy kind of style action where you harass the mid laner out. Top lane, though, Limp continues to move forward, and they continue to muscle him back. Don't even come near the XP, sir.
Yeah.
As doing a nice job holding down the fort here in the top lane, allowing Yawar on the PA to continue to just farm it on up right now. And Waga immediately moves towards the top where he'll grab up a nice little bounty rune for himself.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rune for him to get at this stage as he gets closer to the bottle. Up top, the wrap around onto Limp. Joik, only level 1, just hitting him with the hammer, and same story. Puck getting tapped a bit. Now it's the Brewmaster that's in some trouble down bottom. Venomous Gale connects. Z-Freak's on the way. No points in Poison Touch, but plenty of auto attacks to follow through. Swindle Melons gets Grave just in the nick of time. It's Chicken MC not going to find the kill, and First Blood's drawn. It'll be Z-Freak that picks it up with Shadow Wave.
Shadow Grave early on as well. Just a little too much greed coming up from Chicken MC. Thought he can at least get a trade that would work out for him in a First Blood bonus, but it's not going to be there. In fact, it blows up in his face, and now Complexity get that bit of advantage. And now with that rotation, looks like Limp is feeling a lot more confident in his off lane, but poor Brew, he's going to have a struggling start now.
Yeah, not a good way for him to get going out of the gate, and even before that he was pretty low on CS, only 6 under his belt compared to the 13 of Swindle Melons. But the other lane's going well for Root, both the Panda and the PA farming pretty well. Waga on the road to recovery, now only 4 CS behind, and this is where it gets a lot easier when he has some decent attack damage to deal with.
Z-Freak, very nice set of stacks right here as he takes control of the creeps, but obviously Chicken MC wants to get involved and at least sap up.
On top, whoa, Limp, he gets taken down, underestimates the damage output, tries to jaunt back to the orb, but can't get it off as Omni Knight secures a kill in the top lane.
Wasn't anticipating that. Limp, I guess, just kind of gets too excited in the lane. And like you said, maybe underestimated the burst potential of Root. Goes down, so an offlaner now for an offlaner does even things up a little bit more. As Root Gaming are getting a lot in this top lane. PA's got 25 and 3 CS. Venomancer on the other side, 19 and 8, just behind. But he's also denying a nice worthy amount. But we are going to have a small hiccup of a pause. We have been blessed with some nice spree of good server action, and I hope that does continue.
Yes, indeed. We had issues in Game 1, but now things shaping up quite nicely as everyone goes back to farming. Old Chicken MC back at it again. But you're right about the PA. Getting that early momentum. Omni holding on to a skill point for now. Grabs the second point in Purification. Can't decide if he wants Degen Aura or Repel as he smokes up with his boy JC. It's Christmas time. JC's coming. Happy birthday to you, sir.
And Waga's quickly put himself back up on CS. I mean, that's just the quick action you can get, and now he has these stacks to work with right here. This is going to be some quick, nice farm for Waga, and I'm curious to see what item progression he wants to go with here. I can't remember who said it. I believe it was actually in the captain's draft. They were talking about how they've also made a fix, what was intentionally a bug, when he got something like Lothar's and wanted to burst out with his big ultimate. It would only do half the damage in Dota 2 as it did in Dota 1, and I think they might have fixed that. So something to keep an eye on in case Waga does go for a Lothar's. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but or not, but that is something they were talking about.
Confirmed by Mott. I like that.
That is something that they were talking about. So we'll see if he goes for a Lothar's, and we can actually find out for ourselves.
Yeah. Personally, a big fan of Blink on Shadow Fiend. A nice big mobility tool there, but it does come down to personal preference to some degree and what heroes you're up against. Hard to say what Waga is going to go for this game, but moral of the story is his farm is looking good. Past level 6.
Top lane. They try to make it go again on Limp, and even try to throw out a heal bomb on top of it, but Limp this time preemptively made the jump back.
Yep. Whoa, mid lane, I was just going to say, Moon Meander getting some time to get recovery farm, but Storm jumps on him, caught the tail end of it as he brings him down. Chicken MC goes on to Z-Freak here. There should be a Shallow Grave available. A very defensive build from the Dazzle, so no real chance to turn this around. Not even a point in Poison Touch as Chicken MC gets repelled, finds a regen rune, and will get topped off.
I feel like they're not anticipating that they're going to be getting lots of kills on Brew. They managed to get one earlier, but more so they just want to survive. Make his farm, make his life a living hell. Venomancer should be able to be fine just getting his own work in. And in case something does go sour, they could quickly pull out a nice little Shallow Grave to aid and about right there. But, you know, as we do reach another pause, as another bit of a server hiccup is going to continue. I guess we jinxed ourselves in that one.
Great work, Dakota.
Sorry, dude.
Jinxed us.
So we'll see how it works out. Moon Meander, as he got caught out in the mid lane, obviously this is the sacrifice you make when you're trying to make a jungle Beastmaster work, and he doesn't even have the Ancients to really work with here. He's not going to be that far ahead as far as XP. He was level 1 for quite a while, but he gets caught out in the mid lane, goes down. He's He's going to be leveling up the axes and the creeps here. He's got him at level 2, and it looks like he's heading right towards this off lane to aid your buddy Limp on the puck.
As long as you're good with JC, that's all that really matters. Swindle gives him the green light. And hopefully we can just resume right back into this, baby. Yeah, we sure can. Soul Ring on the way for Mr. Moon Meander, but not there quite yet.
So we'll see as Waga finds his return here on his Shadow Fiend as far as building in CS, looking to go right for the power treads, and we question what his next big item grab is going to be. He just continues to get the most out of this lane, and why Radiant Shadow Fiend is just so damn good.
You just retreat into the jungle, get this easy farm, and there you go. Oh, they're going to...
Immediate coil. Your boy JC is just immediately set up and brought down.
Easy pickings there. Ties it up 2-2 as Puck gets on the scoreboard and Moon gets a nice little bit of experience. That's enough to grab his Soul Ring now, if that's what he's looking for. Chicken MC down bottom gets hit by a Venomous Gale. Plague Ward stacking up the damage, but no chance for a kill. Chicken MC is at least level 6 now, so has the Primal Split and may need to use it at some point. We'll see.
He saved it for a bit, but once he got hit by that Gale, he's like, yeah, I'll level it up.
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
Maybe he's like, oh, maybe if I can coordinate a nice team rotation to the bottom lane, then maybe I could invest that point elsewhere into another maybe level in Drunken Brawler and make something happen. I don't know. Split regardless, I think, is the best. So he levels it up. He should be fine for now. And unfortunately, we are getting plagued once again, like we did in the previous series on game number 1, with some server issues that are on not our end, not the player's end, the server's end. Let me see. Ping. Yeah, everyone's got a nice big 300 plus.
Not where you want to be when it's time for Doter.
Yeah, and it's an important series as well. Winner goes to playoffs, loser gets nothing.
Yep, it's that the last cutoff here. The last train's leaving. You don't want to be that team that gets left behind. Waving your ticket in the air. Wait for me. Somebody stop the bus. That bus ain't stopping.
No, it ain't.
So, it's Christmas in Dota. I wonder what Ice Frog is going to give us for Christmas. I guess this patch was our Christmas present. Winter Wyvern, yeah, that's true. Alright, we're resumed, so... Fingers crossed. Come on, Sparky. The Wonder Hamster needs to live up to his name.
I gotta say, I do like the Beastmaster grab, and I'm really curious to see how they're gonna make it work. Once he gets his level 6 and has that stun, he doesn't care about BKB, Repel, or any of that garbage. He's gonna get the setups he wants, so it could be pretty big pressure here on Moon Meander to make sure he gets a nice setup that his team can rally behind.
Yeah, well, that first check mark is going to be finding his level 6. Beastmaster was the offlaner, and I said Beastmaster, now I'm doing it, son of a bitch. Brewmaster, he was the offlaner, and he's doing a bit better than Moon Meander did, but Dire Support's feeling the leveling hurt. Omni Knight only level 3. Did end up putting that second point in Repel.
Sumail jumps forward, gets caught with a coil, however. Moon's right there, throws out the axes, but does he have enough? No, he does not. Sumail continues to jump forward and gets what he wants, takes down the puck, and now is on the run out. That Orc could, or Boar rather, could slow him down, but it's not going to stop him. And he will be able to TP away. Nice hit and run job right there for Storm.
Yeah, that'll make it 3-2. Root get right back onto the scoreboard. Been a couple of small pickoffs, but still a pretty quiet early game complexity with a triple-digit gold lead as we go back into slideshow Doter.
Yeah, we're escalating now, up in 200 Pingville. I guess it's not as bad as 300, but yeah, now it's coming back a little bit. But
come on, Volvo. Stop making cars and start making servers.
Here we go. Back underway. They just took down Limp in that mid lane period. Looks like bottom as Swindle continues to build up a nice little ward fort for himself. He'd love to be able to begin to siege on this tower if at all possible, but he's created a nice bit of space for himself between himself and the Brew, and hopefully keeping a nice eye on the mini-map as far as where rotations could come.
Swindle Melons has picked up a good bit of farm on this Venomancer, just farming away in the safe lane. Went for the early Aquila, and now going on probably a Midas. I think he would have picked up the treads by now, and Swindle Melon's going to get picked off right now as I'm talking about it. Good time to bring him down if that's what he wanted. Z-Freak doing what damage he can. More slideshow Dota. Primal Split comes out, and Swindle giving us his commentary here. It's unreal.
Yeah, that's bad. He was hoping to be in there and probably that probably affected the initiation right there for Root Gaming.
Couldn't buy items, stood there and died, and now he can't afford his Midas. What a sad story that is.
Yep. Fortunately, the ball's not in our court. As the hiccup does come back down, we'll get back underway. Z-Freak tried to come into the lane to help out with a shallow grave, but now he might need it for himself. They're looking to go on a hot pursuit. The Cyclone's going to be there. Dazzle in big trouble. Does get the shallow grave off as they try to burst him quickly. TP. Nope, not going to happen. They are able to get the Vortex off as it comes off cooldown, and they get a nice little double kill for themselves. Sumail, the one to benefit from that.
Yep. Obviously, Complexity a bit frustrated with that one. Waga really wanted to buy his Midas before he went down, and just not a possibility. So that will set him back a fair bit. 2-5, Root Gaming strike back and actually reclaim the lead here as we dip over that 0-0 mark on Golden Experience. PA still just farming away in the top lane. Goes for an early Ring of Health, probably just rushing the Battle Fury from Yawar. Not a bad way to do it. You don't see PAs go for the straight Battle Fury that often. Usually some drums come out, or at least an Aquila, so that she can fight a little bit. But Yawar has been pretty much unchecked for the most part. And I think happy just to grab a farming tool and make the most of it.
Yeah, you know, they have that Repel to work with from their Omni Knight, but they can't get too comfortable with it. They have the Beastmaster on the other team who can always strike back, and of course, Veno's ultimate would work nice. He hasn't leveled it yet, but he's still making work here in the bottom lane. Relatively quiet, though, as I'm looking to see when Waga and his Shadow Fiend is going to look to strike. He really hasn't made a debut in any sort of fight. It seems
like he could be pulling up for a blink. 1,900 gold, maybe that'll be the, you know,
something to close the gap and get right in there.
The moment he decides to get a little aggressive, he's going to have his ultimate. I think he'll get it at level 10.
Is there a pause limit in Dota? I don't think in Dota there is, but in certain tournaments there are.
Yeah, I don't think Dota has a hard-coded one for CM, but oof.
Yeah, it's not like we can really, this match can really be postponed. We have already a tighter schedule because of these tiebreakers that we had to squeeze in today. Tomorrow we have to go into playoff play, and there's many best of threes. I think 3 best of threes for one day, possibly 3 best of threes for the day after. Bad timing for server issues, but we are going to get back underway as we are questioning Waga when he's going to make his big debut. He'll continue to farm it up in the jungle before he does get that precious big item that we're ever so waiting on. And of course, Swindle, he's going to grab up a Midas on his Venomancer.
Yep, there you go. The item that he wanted before he died last time is a victim of lag. Ping strikes again, but now he has that farming tool, and Swindle will probably just continue to hold this lane, start looking towards an Aghanims, probably a Veil, maybe a Blink Dagger, and just get that whole core set up. Brewmaster looking for his Blink, only about 2/3 of the way there. Chicken MC not having the easiest time, but it's getting better. Now the second Midas for Complexity. Waga picks it up on the Shadow Fiend here at the 11-minute mark, so not the Blink, but the farming tool. Complexity, man, they're in it to win it, and they're going to hold true towards the late game.
Top tower is under
they're
attack.
looking to go the long haul in this one, and I think Root Gaming, based on their lineup, they're hoping for a bit more action in the mid-game, especially on the back of Sumail. He's found a nice couple of kills. He's already 4-0 on his Storm Spirit. He's got 1 Oblivion Staff, well underway towards the second one, and he's working with a nice little double stack right now, so his Orchid timing is going to be pretty good. I would imagine a lot better than his previous Storm run. No, actually, that wasn't him. That was a core side lane Storm, but
yeah,
more quicker than they had last time. So we'll see if he'll be able to kind of...
quicker.
There's more, period. Forget that thought entirely, please. And I used quicker than before.
I gotcha. Well, PA moving into the Battle Fury. That's a Claymore with 1,000 gold to boot. So after the power treads, looking like we could see a Battle Fury pop out around the 15-minute mark. Pretty solid for the PA, maybe even a little earlier than that.
For me.
Depending on if they pull a rotation, but I don't think Complexity will be getting aggressive anytime soon. This is one of the things that Complexity can almost fall into a trap of sometimes, where they play too safe, and it's not always just about the farm. And we've seen games where they're ahead, and then they just sit back and farm, give their opponents the opportunities they need to get back in it. And you know, sometimes sitting back and playing defensive is the right move, and sometimes not. Right now, they've got a gap to close. You mentioned Sumail, giving him all his freedom to sit back and farm up his Orchid, giving the PA to sit back and farm up that Battle Fury. They're getting their own, but so are Root Gaming.
Chicken MC is getting pretty dang close to his Blink Dagger. You know, ideally, we're hoping by now your Brew would be able to start running running a ruckus around the whole map as far as being that bouncer he usually is in the mid game. But he is delayed a little bit, but he's just about 100 gold out. So close, yet so far. He wants to play it extra safe. If he goes down here, it'll be pretty devastating for him. So he'll just wait as the creeps push forward under the tower, and he should have it here. And we'll see where he looks to go from there.
Yeah, just needs to get 2 of them. You can
Radiant's
do it,
top
Brew.
tower
I
is
believe
under
in you.
attack.
All right, Chicken MC going to head back to the streets with a Blink Dagger to show off to his friends. Joy Kalyazir farm looking buddy, almost level 6, and he's got himself some arcane boots, so the Omni Knight is starting to come online. That is one of the issues with Omni, a very strong hero, but just getting him that initial round of gold and experience so he can get boots and get his level 6 can sometimes be a little tricky, and here
Not the best at farming.
Joik has found it. Yeah, him
Unless
and
you want to be using your heal, but then with your luck you use a heal to farm and then you need it.
yeah,
And it's on cooldown.
yeah, absolutely. There's your Orchid though on old Storm Spirit.
Alright, so we got a
14
Brew
minutes,
Blink
good.
and a Storm Orchid. This is Root's time to make some plays happen. And they already repel up Storm, thinking they can go immediately on this mid lane and get a hold. They want to jump forward, Orchid catches, but Limp puts himself behind the tower right now in order to rotation to come, but it's too late. Dazzle can't get there, but Moon shows off his level 6 with Waga and company. Oh, the GA though. Nice save coming out from Sumail. Is able to walk back, but it's all Joik right there with that GA, allowing him to get away clean.
Huge plays right there. Nice gank on the puck, showing off that Orchid. They get a very high-value kill out of it. Puck just a few hundred gold shy of the Blink Dagger. The perfect time to secure that kill. Like you mentioned, the GA nicely done.
Radiant's
While all that was happening,
structures are
Phantom Assassin
fortified.
picked up the 14-minute Battle Fury. Really good timing, given the power charges were picked up first. And now they'll pressure this Tier 1 tower in the top lane. Moon TP's in, but without an ultimate. Only so much he can do to quell the push.
Chicken MC will be able to escape.
Radiant's top
Not going to be
tower
able
is
to
under
stop him
attack.
there.
Mid lane, Waga jumped on by Sumal, blown up. And the Shadow Fiend will bite the bullet on that one. Sumal might not get away scot-free as Limp. Oh my god, he's going to get a double.
Oh, long ball poisoned. It doesn't matter. The
Soul
Orchid was
burn.
already there.
Dire's
Yeah, so he
bottom
does
tower
end
is
Storm's
under
streak,
attack.
so it is worth it for Limp, but Storm just showing how much damage he can do to a Fairy Dragon.
All right, we had a lot of action, so let's go ahead and take a moment to breathe. Okay,
1 for 2. Root Gaming still coming out ahead. That's a 1,000 gold lead for them so far.
So, okay, thank you, BenQ.
Shit servers.
So what the hell just happened there? The second, of course, that they had their Blink on the Brew and the Orchid on the Storm, as anticipated, they wanted to immediately start getting kills. It's time to kind of put the pedal to the metal. And he goes to mid lane, gets a repel, a nice jump in. It looked like a bit of a bad way to open up on Limp, but they do eventually grab a hold of the Fairy Dragon. Dazzle's too slow to rotate in and help with the Grave, but Moon and Waga are both right there. But thank God for that Omni Knight, able to save him as he gets the way out, and we see more action continue. What was it? They are able to take down Waga. Where did he go down? It was mid lane, another jump in. Again, the secondary Orchid on Sumail. He's really making it count right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been very active. Already picked up a couple of kills with it. Can't really hope for too much more than that. And getting the valuable kills, shutting down the Veno before he can get his Midas. They kill the Puck right before he gets his Blink. He ends up getting it pretty shortly after. But even the Shadow Fiend, he has a Midas. But anything you can do to slow him down, knock Waga down a few rungs, and not give him control of the map is certainly great news. And Shadow Fiend's farm, it's solid, but not quite on point with that Storm Spirit, who is a whole 2,000 net worth up on him.
2,000 net worth. Yeah. Well, now it can continue to get a lot bigger. This Storm Spirit already benefited from some nice kills before. He was at 4-0, and now he's at 7-1. It's going to continue to be the Storm highlight reel, unless Complexity can kind of make sure they don't get caught out too easily. And I imagine Swindle is looking to build forward into getting an Agnum Scepter on his Venomancer, too. That huge dot damage could be pretty significant. And I don't know if anyone at Root Gaming is looking to get a pipe in the near future.
Yeah, could be a value pickup. I think always good against the Venomancer that has levels. Even if he ends up getting good farm, then
and it was buffed too.
More the yeah, you're right.
I think the recipe went down quite a bit. Also, I want to say, I know. Oh, actually, the second I wanted to look it up, the pause actually is lifted, and we'll continue to have action here as they push here on the bottom lane. And on the other side of things, Root's going to be able to get the top lane there. Nice little tower grab right there for your PA. War building in some nice farm after picking up that Battle Fury.
Rue goes in on the Swindle, hits him with a clap crit. They almost have the damage. Joik's there with a heal, but Veno just a bit too tanky. Manages the TP out, and the poisonous monster will live. So Waga now respawn. The Midas brothers here in the well, trying to get their farm on. As Shadow Fiend's going mech, yeah.
Yeah, he's a mech Shadow Fiend player.
I like the mech Shadow Fiend. I think it's pretty strong.
Yeah, I like the sustain. Definitely helps out, allows him to get more burst out there.
Yeah, gives him an absurd amount of armor already, a hero that has pretty decent armor.
And you're getting good armor from Weave as well.
Yeah, so it really helps beef him up a bit.
And the medallion if you want it.
Yeah.
So much armor happening in our complexity, whether it's minus or positive. Waga's aura, medallion, weave. It's pretty crazy.
Yep, it certainly is. Arcane Boots picked up on your boy JC, so both supports with their arcanes. A little bit of sustain for Root. Whoa, Moon Meander. He's going to meander his way towards the mid lane. Smoked up. There's the initiation from Limp. coil on 2. Waga's there. Channels the ultimate. Gets silenced. Not going to be able to get it off with that long cast point. In comes the Venom. Gets a lot of damage out, but it will cost him his life. Secures the kill on the Shadow Demon. Now Limp gets graved. They jump on the Storm, and now they move on to Yawar. It is Root Gaming getting cleaned up by Complexity. The Kamikaze Venom helps sets up the rest of the kills. Meanwhile, on the backside, Brew coming in. Wants Limp. Can he find him? Gets off the split. Has a boulder. Should be on the way.
You're late to the party, buddy. It already happened.
Oh, man.
You're stuck with the garbage, and everyone's trying to pick up right here, and they might be able to put you right in the trash bag at this point. And he's able to walk away with that last remaining little Earth Bear, or Wind Bear, rather.
There he is.
Storm Bear.
That's Spotty
All the way
Dog.
up and above, but that was
not what Root wanted, though. Yeah, that's like a almost 2,000 net worth change in favor of Complexity. Now they'll pressure this Tier 1 tower mid. Remember, they're the team with the Midases. So if they're winning fights and they have the farming tools, things could very quickly get out of control.
They gave Sumail the repel, and he thought he was just going to be able to do what he wanted. But I don't know if they counted on the fact that the Beastmaster with his Primal Roar has an answer for you. He goes right forward and gets stunned, locked down.
And the Shadow Fiend just does so much damage, even with repel. The Storm Spirit doesn't have huge armor. Waga can just lay into him, and dude, he was chunking him down that fight, no doubt about it.
It looked like Moon initially wanted to come in from behind, but Shadow Demon put out a nice little disruption on the Storm to prevent him from getting caught out. Moon had to walk double back the other way, but he was still there in time to get off that nice Primal Roar. And they were able to turn quickly on the Storm Spirit. Had maybe the Brew was there at the start of the fight, it could have gone a lot better, but with no Tier 1 there, it's kind of hard to make a rotation.
So everyone will respawn, and things will reset a bit. Storm now moving towards some tankier items. Picks up a point booster for now. PA. First item after Battle Fury is the Helm of the Dominator, an item you talked about getting buffed a little bit. And, well, Yawar just going to continue the farm train. Him and Storm still top in the net worth charts, but the gap is quickly closing as Complexity took that successful team fight in the mid. Looks like Moon moving into an Aghanims and about 1,500 gold away as he hits level 10 in the top lane. Root making some rotations. They might scout him out. Shadow Poison. It sees him, but they can't close the gap.
Free couple of birds, that one Shadow Poison. That's a nice life if you're a Shadow Demon. Easy bird cleanup.
Cleanup patrol. Brew in the bottom lane denies the Tier 1 tower as the rest of their team does rotate top and repels the incoming push. Limp in the trees, and I don't think he's been scouted out.
All right, now with Root Gaming taking the moment to step back. That was their first engagement where things didn't really go as according to plan, and now they need to make sure they kind of think through what kind of jumping they want to go for, especially when you got that Beastmaster over there. So, but at the same time, you don't really want to press your luck into the late game. Or maybe so. I mean, PA has found a lot of great form for herself. You know, where she's a hero that really has some awkward peaks when she's like at true potential. And even in the late game, she's still a relatively squishy hero, but with that one-hit KO factor, you really never know.
Yeah, the late game in this one's a little weird. Omni is also a support you don't really want to tango against in the late game. He just gets harder and harder to deal with as he finds little bits of farm. In the mid, we'll see initiation onto Z-Freak from the Storm Spirit. Z-Freak may well live. Yes, he does. Storm also lives, but this is that window where the Orchid is super effective and will become less effective as time goes on.
Looks like Moon with that pickup on the point booster is going to put a lot behind this ultimate. I imagine this could be the Agnum Scepter grab.
For sure, yeah. Pulling up that gold, and the cast range just gets so huge with that upgrade.
I think the cooldown goes down as well.
Yeah, oh, it's huge. Yeah, it goes down to 45 seconds from 70.
Not really enough to have it twice in one fight, but having it each time a possible fight breaks out is certainly great.
Exactly. You know, even those fights that kind of end up having a little post-fight scuffle, you sometimes can have a second roar for that. So a lot of potential there. Small Sumail, he goes up top and repels the forces of the fairy dragon.
Look at this. Waga now, 3,200 gold. This guy finds farms so dang quick right now. 140 and 3 CS, 0 and 1. He's been pretty inactive as far as getting in fisticuffs, but, you know, he will be to a point when he has a huge right-hand punch.
Yeah, he's already getting there. Even though the mech is more of a defensive pickup, he still hits pretty damn hard with all those souls. Very curious where he's going to go next. BKB, still an okay option this game. Not your best BKB game, but still may want to pick it up.
Yeah, the team fight is going to get real interesting to see. With all that minus armor synergy on the side of complexity, the PA, who's already a relatively squishy hero, could be mauled apart pretty quickly. And that's when your pressure on your Omni Knight gets pretty big. Guardian Angel, which is still only going to be level 1 for a little while, it's not going to last forever. So
it did get buffed in this last patch, though. Now is an extra second, I think, or was it just the Scepter buff that got upped?
That's a good question. I thought it was almost brought down a second, actually.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Let's see.
Well, we have a pause, so might as well look it up.
Omni Knight. Was it not changed at all? Oh, maybe it wasn't. I'm an idiot.
Was he one of the heroes that was untouched?
Yeah, I think he was untouched.
A couple of surprising heroes that were actually untouched in this patch. Him, Viper wasn't even touched whatsoever, and I believe Razor.
This is like playing Dungeons & Dragons. Roll 14 or higher for Roche. Chicken MC. The fuck's that mean?
Nerd.
Nerd burger. What's D&D? Idiot.
6 to 9, 21 minutes in here. It's been a very on and off as far as momentum is gone, but this is our final best of 3 for today, so we can find out which two teams are going to be joining E-Hug and Sneaky Nyx Assassins in the playoffs. We saw earlier Team Leviathan make their way into playoffs after a very rough series against Root. And right now, Root Gaming taking on Complexity with stand-in Wagamama, showing a nice early game presence right now. They have the tools they want to try to begin to bring in the kills here. But we'll see as the late game begins to develop if Complexity can kind of hit it home with this minus armor and Beastmaster stun lockdown with a bit of dot on top from Swindle Melons, or if Root Gaming will continue to propel themselves forward into a period where PA will truly reign dominant with the backup of Omni Knight.
Only time will tell.
Only time.
Still a pretty even slugfest. Both teams seem pretty committed to just getting that farm, you know, making sure their cores get what they need. But following that last team fight, Complexity picked up the biggest boost of momentum we've seen this game, really. 2,500 gold, about 3,500 experience, going their way. And now it's just the waiting game, you know, just sitting back, being patient, making sure those pesky packets get found.
I gotta give it to Root Gaming, though. They're actually putting together some really good Dota, considering the fact that they are not the team they once were. You know, constantly rolling in with 2 different stand-ins each game, and they seem to just kind of throw them into the core positions and manage to still make the right calls and put together some respected drafts to kind of fight their way through. So definitely want to give quick props to Root. And for Complexity, I mean, we saw them do very well in the back end of the Summit 2, but ultimately they were taken down from not today. The dream of making it to the Summit was shattered. But they are still in it to win it right now, though they are not at the current Gamer House. They are still fighting it about. And right now, Root Gaming, after taking out Wheel, is what's in front of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
Yep.
Yepers.
Well. Wah. How did we fix these server issues? I just don't know.
That patch, though.
You ought not mess with Mott. What a mouthful that is. You ought not mess with Mott. Don't mess with my man Mott.
Better Mott?
If I see you messing with Mott, you're going to have to go through me first. Then you're going to have to go through a coddle guy.
Mott today.
Mott today. Oh, that's a good name for a talk show. Like Mott in the morning, you know, like Mott today.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mott today. These are my nips. Sit down, relax, have your cup of coffee, and let's talk about some Dota.
Well, let's see what's going on in the world
there's
of
already
Dota.
a very nice morning Dota talk show, though, of course, with Toffees.
Coffee with Toffee.
Coffee with Toffees. The guy knows what he's doing.
I like Toffees, man. He's a nice dude. I enjoyed being a guest on Coffee with Toffees.
I know, he keeps asking me. I'm gonna wait till I get back to home base, then I'll.
Oh yeah.
Right now, I'm just too sleazy, too lazy.
Get some of that. Got to get that glow back, and then you can be on talk shows again.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to being with my home setup. You know, Something about that nice home setup. That it's just
Something about living with your wife again. There's something
I
about
don't miss
that.
her. I just miss my home setup. That's what, the computer.
Yeah,
Computer.
I see. Yeah, well. You know, so Christmas going to be fun. We're doing a BTS Christmas this year.
We're going back to Christmas talk.
I mean, is there anything? I mean,
we've already drained through most of our pause talk in the previous series. So
yeah, I mean,
so
and
what's BTS doing for Christmas?
Oh, it's going to be great. We might do a little after hours. I still don't know exactly what the schedule looks like, but in terms of casting, so I don't know how much we're going to have to do some casting. But Parker and I holding down the fort. Originally, we thought everybody was going to be gone, so it was just going to be Parker and I, and I invited two of the summit helpers, Joy and Rob, to come down, and somehow or another it's turned into this whole party where now Ben and RMP, they'll be here. Merlini, I thought he was going to be going away, but he went away already, so they're back. So now there's 6 of us, and then Parker and I have some +1s coming, so that takes us to 8.
And what are you making for dinner?
Oh, man, I have a whole spreadsheet. We're going to do a Fun Day Monday where we do a whole spread. We're going to have some BBQ, a little bit of Korean food.
Oh.
You know, a little mix and match. We're going to do Taco Tuesday.
Oh.
Do some tacos, maybe a little pancakes and bacon coming up, some margaritas with that. Then you've got Christmas Eve day. Gonna roast some chestnuts, some Charles Dickens shit. Maybe get a roast. Going ham on some ham.
Just don't roast your chestnuts in my room.
No, I will not. Okay. I will enjoy my chestnuts alone.
And will there be any sort of gift exchange?
Yes, we're doing the what is it? White Christmas, White Elephant.
The White Christmas.
The White Christmas. Where
the White Elephant game. It's a great game.
So basically everyone brings a gift and you wrap it up and then you pick them randomly and then the next people that go can steal the gifts. So it's this whole...
Oh, my God. When I first introduced it to my family, because I learned it from my wife's family, which was a fantastic game, it gets competitive pretty damn quick.
Oh, yeah?
Where people are, bluffing. They're, holding gifts, hiding them behind themselves. They have eyes on who they want to steal. They're, underplaying gifts. So they're like, no, this is... I didn't really want this. And they actually do. Mm-hmm. Or they oversell, this is the best gift ever. Please take it from me.
Okay, so there's some serious strategy
you didn't know.
involved.
There is serious strategy.
I've never played it. I've seen it played,
Some
but
people,
I've never...
they put in a gift, and you're like, that was not... What, do you have a dollar limit on it? 25 bucks?
20 is the... Yeah, it's
we
supposed
do
to
25. We're big ballers at our house
Okay, you're
right
serious.
But
I know what I'm going to buy.
Some people sneak in, and maybe they got, a sale, and they put in, a nice $50 gift, and you're like, what the hell? Who put an iPod in here? And then, you're, fighting about for it. There's some strategy involved with White Elephant game.
I can look forward to it. I like games
you sound like a guy who's
strategy.
going to put in a real biscuit of a gift.
I have a creative
Here's some socks.
No, not socks, but I have that. They are
Don't say it.
They are utility. It's a.
Would you want it?
Yes, I'm hoping to keep my.
You
well,
could take your own gift.
I might want to try to keep my gift. I think people are going to fight over my gift.
Yeah,
let me put it this way: if people aren't fighting over my gift, then there might be some problems.
When you have when you're a couple, you got 2 gifts, and you got a partner in crime to steal a gift.
And
things get scary.
Man.
But finally, we got the game underway. We don't need to talk about Christmas crap. We got Dota underway.
All right, so where were we in this game? 6-9 is 69. 21 minutes in. It's pretty even. We saw Complexity grab a lead, about 2,500 gold, 3,200 experience. They're in pretty good shape as they're starting to claw their way back. Moon Meander, very close to his Aghanims. That's probably the big item on the horizon. And I think Shadow Fiend getting close to his next pickup here. Is Waga. Ooh, wants a rune, gets poked by Storm. And hey there, hi there, see you later.
Shadow Demon does grab a medallion, so we got medallions on each team. And I remember, I think it was Owie, I want to say, in his patch analysis when he was going over the medallion and how cool it was. Of course, I think this is a great integration to do the support bonus armor feature. And he was questioning whether 2 medallions might actually be worth it on a team.
Oh, that's interesting. Sort of a similar flavor to that double ring of protection sort of style.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be very valuable. I don't think very many teams can go for it, but I mean, at least in your pubs, if you make the mistake of getting a second medallion, at least you got some nice use for it. But we'll see. We'll see if it's of value. I mean, for lineups like Complexity, they have so much armor integration, whether it be bonus or negative. You never know. Oh, wow, what a rune to grab up right there. Yeah, Sumail gets the regen rune.
And he's close to his Bloodstone. He's got the Soul Ring, Soul Booster.
He might be feeling it here.
Yeah, he's going to get the Soul Stone. That's what they should really call it.
Soul Stone.
See,
it's been Soul Booster for a long time. I don't think you're going to win on that one.
No, I was thinking Bloodstone. The Soul Ring and the Soul Stone make the Soul Booster. Or no, oh fuck, I have it backwards. I know what I'm trying to say, but
No, you don't.
God, yeah, you're right. All right, here we go. Big item pickups. There's your Bloodstone on the Storm. Puck gets a Yules, and well, alongside that Cyclone Stick, it is indeed the Aghanims on Big Bad Moon Meander.
So now, Root Gaming, they smoke up, or at least your boy JC is all blazed up and ready. Now, there's smokers over here. And they got that regen, man. They want to put the use. And I think that's the case. Even the Repel going to be coming out right here. And PA walks herself. Oh,
PA gets a full Satanic. This is an interesting item trajectory for sure. Battle Fury into Satanic is just... I would love to see the stats on how often these items have been built in succession like that, because Satanic usually is reserved for that like 5th, 6th slot big item pickup. Yeah. See it pick off on Puck in the top lane by Sumal, but the rest of Root moving into the Roach Pit.
That was really durable, though. I mean, sometimes Satanic can almost be like a second life, especially with a big crit.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
There, now she literally has a second life. Grabbing a hold of that Aegis here, Root Gaming. I like this behind-the-back play. Moving into the Roche, Complexity. They have no idea, and they even have a Hawk on their team with the Beastmaster, and they don't scout it out. But Aghanims is now complete on your Beastmaster, so being able to utilize that ultimate is a big, big deal. I imagine maybe he can look to get a Blink Dagger, something next to maybe create a little bit more mobility for himself.
Yeah, you said Beastmaster, and I clicked on Brewmaster right away and said, wow, where'd he find all that for him? And oh, derp. Tower goes down to the mid lane. That'll be the Phantom Assassin to grab the last hit on that one as Root gain a little bit of map control here. Complexity just looking to play passive right now. I'm a little surprised they didn't pose any sort of a defense there, I guess, with Puck dead. Not the way they want to take a fight, but Moon Meander needs to be a little careful. Will TP out as they start to rotate down. Good map sense there.
Yeah, he throws out the axes. He knows that Complexity is nearby and quickly heads out. Complexity see those axes move over. They're not going to catch anyone, and instead might turn this into an objective push on the bottom lane, which they do so. Going right for this tier 1 tower. I don't think Complexity is going to do any sort of defense, and should be some easy pocket change right now for Root Gaming.
Another tier 1 goes down. They don't even glyph it. That is the Complexity style. They really don't like to glyph those towers, even though they get it back. Somewhat insignificant, but every little bit. Full butterfly on the Shadow Fiend. Wow, this is a bit different. Shadow Fiend and PA just going for those huge, like 5th, 6th slot items first thing.
Quickly.
Yeah, I like this. So, smart play from the Shadow Fiend. No MKB going to be coming out anytime soon. They don't have a Hex, but Waga jumped on. There's Moon Meander. Stuns the Storm. Huge damage coming out of Swindle Melons. Drops the ultimate. Wagamama gets the Shallow Grave. That'll buy him some time. Chicken MC gets blown up. Waga eventually does go down, but Complexity, they seem to be the ones coming out ahead. It's 2 for 2. Z-Freak cornered inside, and the GA from Omni just crippling Complexity. It looked like their fight to take, but it ends as a 2 for 3 as Root Gaming come out ahead once more.
Frickin' Omni Knight, man. Such a great hero right there, and even Root Gaming get a nice jump onto Waga. He survives for a real long time right there. Gets a lot of assistance from Dazzle and his own mech, obviously. And it just was not enough. Gets some good bursts. They managed to take down Brew, but that's all. They lose 3. Root Gaming, so very, very confident at this point. They don't even have to use the Aegis. PA just kind of goes off the chains and really
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So tier 2 tower here in the top lane, getting a lot of pressure. The glyph comes out, and there's just one defender here. It is Swindle Melons. Puck will respawn. Glyph's already been used, but PA goes right in, has a repel. That'll force out a couple of TPs, Puck and Dazzle. They'll be here. There's a defensive Phantom Strike away, and Yawar, is he actually going to live through this? It doesn't look like it. Limp's there to punish. He is the Aegis carrier, remember, so he will be coming back to life, but your boy JC, good positioning, giving him somewhere to Phantom Strike to. Even the Dire Courier comes in to make a delivery. Still alive, not having to burn the Aegis quite yet. Complexity reacting hard with 4 heroes rotating to keep this tier 2 safe.
They thought they were going to be able to bait PA and going a little too far and could quick rotate and take her out, but still managed to survive. Good defensive construction right there. Allows her to blink away and create some space here. Complexity might be a little nervous at this point. That was their big hurrah where they actually had everyone engaged in the fight with your Beastmaster ult with Waga right in the midst of it, but they get a bit of a funky start. And now they're just looking desperately to make a recovery play.
Meander gets killed by the Soulburn town bottom. Sumail does it with style as he knows the kill is secured and just TPs out while he's still alive. Lets him flop around like a magic cart before frying him up and having him for dinner. Now the mech on Root Gaming has come about on the Omni Knight. Did have to go the Arcane Boots first, and now has a lot of healing potential.
So we'll see here. Complexity in a bit of a situation. Waga farming this double stack. Looking to see what is he going to bring back to this point. The butterfly could help a bit with the right click coming through, but it's not like they have a diffusal or anything to try to break through that GA or much of the repel outside of the Beastmaster ult. And once he already throws one down, it's not like he'll have another in reserve. Uh-oh, jump. They're going to go for Z-Freak here. With that Orchid, they should be able to take him down, but he's able to pop the wand. Lives for a bit, but not going to matter. Sumail has been on point with his Storm this game. Taking it right to complexity.
Orchid is just one of the best items to deal with Dazzle. If he gets off the grave, he seems ridiculous, but if you can silence him, stun him down, there's just nothing he can do. Now the 5v4, Root Gaming move into the tier 2 tower in the top lane. Limp throws out the orb, and now they're just going to have to watch their tower die. Looking at the graph, Root Gaming, they've made a big comeback. This nice little plateau up top has now turned into about a 2,500 gold advantage for Root Gaming as Complexity quickly losing control of the map.
You can tell Root were ready to make some pressure happen on the back end of that Aegis life, but they won't get to use it. It does expire, but they're happy. They get that nice fight on the top lane. They also take down that tier 2, and they got to feel very confident about this one. 8-16 your score, and well, they are the net worth leaders right now at about 3,500 gold. Very, very confident at this point. They could just step back, continue to spread, farm, itemize, and then be able to sweep in Roche and maybe go for a rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I feel like Complexity should try to be a little more active around Moon Meander's ultimate. You know, you get the Aghanim Scepter, it takes the Primal Roar down to 45 seconds. That's a lot of time that you can be moving around and securing kills with this big ultimate. And Moon's just been playing pretty passively. I mean, Complexity with their double might is very eager just to sit back, farm, get those core items up, and I think they would benefit from trying to be more aggressive and, you know, slowing down their opponents. I mean, yeah, they're getting good farm, but they're letting Root get really good farm also. And this PA is really starting to get big and bad now with a full MKB completed. So, yeah, that big evasion piece that Waga picked up has now been effectively countered.
Yeah, that's going to be rough for your Shadow Fiend. And, you know, I can't know. Maybe they felt, or maybe they had been running a Beastmaster in scrim play against big Omni Knight Pickers, and it's worked out for him, but I don't know how much it's working out for him now. He did receive a lot of buffs, so it's very intriguing to try and throw into your lineup with that, but I don't think I've seen the Beastmaster this game utilized in a way that it's been, like, very significant, but still got a lot of game to work with here, and we'll see if Moon's going to be able to set something up. Looks like he's still trying to throw together what I thought was going to be his power treads. He has a reliable robe for now, though. And we'll see where he takes it. But yeah, like you said, there's that MKB now in hand for PA. They'll just continue to farm it on up.
I mean, even PA's just raw damage hitting for nearly 300 a pop is getting pretty gross. I think a BKB might be warranted here. Lots that go through the BKB, so it might be a game where he just tries to skip it altogether. And for Waga, he's stuck in this quandary now where he picks up the Ogre Club and kind of has to go for a BKB, but at the same time wants to start making progress towards that MKB so he can try and counter this PA a little bit. But that Blur, man, some serious evasion.
Sumail scouting out bottom lane. He does see what looks like Dazzle nearby, and he's like, no, that's not worth it. I'm not going to go anything yet, but he's still parked here and waiting. Oh, here he goes. He does go for it. He wants Dazzle, I think, but
he takes the puck, Limp, silences him.
Freak's there, though.
Orchid comes out. I don't know if this is... Ooh, wow.
Gets the save off, man. He orbs back. Yeah, I don't think that was a Orchid jump in. But really, what else could he do? If he jumps and goes for Dazzle, he could get silenced.
I mean, it also didn't really cost him anything, though. Yeah, he lost his mana, but regen rune down bottom. Maybe he can just go down and bottle it up. So
maybe it forced a rotation? I don't know.
Yeah.
You have 3 coL here, and I get distracted with that.
Yeah, me too.
Easy slash bottom lane, takes down Moon. Caught on his
there you go. When you know the other 4 heroes have rotated up top recently, you can do that. Now Z-Freak gets caught by Sumail, and the Dazzle gets picked apart. Root Gaming. So much momentum now, 18-8. They'll group up down bottom and probably take out this tier 2 tower, or at least make a strong go at it. Now picking up an even bigger lead of about 6,000 gold and XP. Yawar just chops down the creep wave there as Brewmaster with a primal split ready. This is easy pickings for Root. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, though, maybe they'll get a kill onto Sumail, rather, and they will.
Sumail goes down. They do use the Venom ultimate and everything just to handle him, and their bottom lane will drop it. Even with that, Sumail has been setting the pace for himself. You saw their top lane with them getting distracted, allowed them to open up on the bottom. Moon was probably watching that top lane as well as we were, and then he got caught out just as easily. And I got to say, so far it's been him as the MVP on this Storm. He's found a lot in the early game. He's currently 13-4 with lots of farm. And apparently the kid is only 15 years old.
Really?
He is a young prodigy.
One of those little prodigy
Dyer's
players, huh?
top
I mean, this.
That's how Arteezy started. I think he was like 16 or 17 when Arteezy first really hitting it home. And same with like Zai.
Yeah.
And these kids are very, very talented Dota players.
Making me feel old, man. That's for sure.
But lots of room to grow. That's for sure. Put yourself on a nice team, get a nice little regimen in. You can turn out to be quite the Dota player. Nice little
Dyer's
right there,
top
Sumail.
tower has been denied.
And now there's a smoke rotation from Complexity. All 5 heroes grouped up about the bottom rune, ready to move into Roche. Still about a minute before he comes on up. Instead, they find your boy JC. He gets roared and brought down. Easy pick on the Shadow Demon. Not the biggest of ganks, but still important. He'll be coming up right around the time Roche does. So unfortunate for Complexity, they were hoping for a pick-off and then a Roche. But they'll just have to settle for the former.
Yeah, it's a big clock. Bad luck for them. It's going to be a bit longer before they have the luxury of even moving in. But got that second. Moon Meander gets obliterated. Sumail still on the warpath right here. Now going to get caught out, silenced, and coiled up. Waga catches him up at the pass, but wow, that Z-Freak. He dropped so dang quick. Yawar cleans him up. Now they want Limp. Going on forward. Yules. Oh, he can't get away. Sumail grabs a double kill for himself. His Bloodstone continues to build up. And now they put their sights on the Tier 2. Looks like Root Gaming could be taking game number 1 of this best-of-3 series.
Yeah, they're really starting to ball out of control here. I was a little worried about this lineup. I thought Complexities are just a little scarier in general, but Root have just had so much space. Everything has gone their way. Their PA free-farmed to Battle Fury. Sumail, he got a very good Orchid timing, and Complexity they're feeling the hurt. They're maybe thinking twice about how much space they gave him. Sumail hops in, gets hit by the Poison Nova, gets healed up by Omni, and may still go down. Limp hops forward. No Dream Coil available here. Sumail still trying to zip away. Now Moon Meander comes in. Roar onto Yawar, but do they actually have the damage to bring him down? GA will be utilized here. And now the fight really breaks out. Waga channels the ultimate, does a lot of damage, but no kills quite yet. Gets the Shallow Grave from Z-Freak, turns and throws out as many auto attacks as he can, but no MKB. Means Yawar still alive. Your boy JC with the defensive disruption buys him some time. The 4-staff back gets healed as Swindle hops in, finds the kill on Chicken MC and Omni Knight. Z-Freak is right back in the fray, and will grave himself. Waga pretty low, trying to finish off Yawar, but PA with the big dodges. There's the dagger. Zazzle goes down. Waga, got him. Not gonna live. Meanwhile, on the other side, Puck goes down as Storm Spirit gets the kill and ends up committing suicide. Talk about a cataclysmic engagement. A 4 for 5, but there was a dieback on the Puck from Complexity, so it is Root that come out leagues ahead.
Let's go, your boy JC, get it done. Push, quick as possible. Everyone is dead. Nah, but he did come back from the base just in the nick of time to get that sweet disruption save on PA. He had to walk from base for that one, and he just shows up just in the nick of time like, oh, I got you, buddy. Able to save out that PA, and Root Gaming etched themselves ahead. It was a triple kill for PA, no, triple kill for Storm, and a double kill for PA.
Yeah, so
2 of the best heroes to get all that farm on.
Yeah, pretty advantageous for Root, again with the dieback on the Puck there. Does some sure damage to the ranged barracks. Tier 3 was cleaned up, but hey, look at that. Santa Hat Roche, he's here and he's ready. This is Roche number 2 here at the 35-minute mark. Storm picks up the Shiva, and Root just pull further in the lead. Now about 14,000 gold, 12,000 experience. Things are definitely getting rough for Complexity here, coL Guy.
Certainly so. I'd have to imagine they're anticipating the Roche to be done here momentarily. But we'll see if they go for possibly a good hurrah and trying to stop it about. But they might have just accepted the fact that it's going to be taken here before they're all back up and at the ready. But they haven't really done it yet, so hey, Root Gaming. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Sumail will jump in at this point, so will Chicken MC. And now they will start the party here. And will Complexity crash that party? Will they smoke up? And like a bunch of stoners, they're going to wallow the way right towards the Roche pit and interrupt this joint.
Yeah, here we go. PA just picked up a basher. Defensive weave to get some ticks going before the fight starts. Here we go. Swindle Melons charges in. Gets off the Poison Nova to get things started. Chicken MC, BKB on right in the middle of the fight. Waga gets his ultimate off, but doesn't do too much. Roche dies. PA's the one that grabs the Aegis and the Dire. This is their fight to win. Swindle Melons stuck on the high ground, first to go down. Now the GA flies out from the Omni. They're going to try to focus on Waga. He wants to bring down Joik, but just can't do it. Nice grave from Z-Freak. Buys Waga some time, but to what avail? Now Limp gets silenced. soon to be brought down. Waga falls. Sumail still alive, low on health, but he knows his limits. It'll be Root Gaming coming out ahead here as it's a 4-0 trade. The puck, will he live? Phase shift, going to be able to blink out of it? Maybe. Yawar brings him down. It's a full 5-man wipe as Root Gaming don't even take a single casualty and will look towards the base. The end is near for Complexity in this game 1.
You saw Complexity knew what they wanted to do. They tried their best to really make sure Omni Knight wasn't going to be able to get involved. It was a jump forward from Limp on Puck, silence the Omni temporary, and then Moon even pulled out the ultimate to make sure he couldn't get in there and get a nice GA off, but it wasn't enough. Still, Root Gaming have just so much more farm. They were able to just kind of survive, waited about, and they just kind of cleaned on up. Immediately take all of Complexity down. They don't even lose the Aegis. So they are looking real ripe and ready, maybe warmed up from their match.
Full clean sweep, and they will take out the bottom lane of Barracks. Mid going down also is Yawar. Clips it down. GG, well played is called by Mr. Moon Meander. The follow-ups are there, and game 1 going to Root Gaming. At least a little bit of an upset against Complexity, but not even did they win. It's how dominant it looked. I mean, just a very one-sided matchup.
I was not expecting that. Complexity were coming into the series the favorites, a composed good team of really strong talent right there in a Waga stand-in, but Root Gaming with their constant 2 stand-ins, hodgepodge of a squad, show that they have a lot of raw talent to put behind the Root Gaming name, and now they're even going to give Complexity a run for their money.
Yeah. Well, again, we're going to have a short break. Then game 2 of Complexity versus Root will be coming up in this best of 3 for our final series of the day for the Starladder Season 11 America Tiebreakers.